recording when we start. But oh, light, bam. All right, how are you doing, Mama?
Okay.
That's good. What all have you been up to since Thursday?
Finished the Winter Bowling League Friday.
How'd you do?
We
How'd your team do?
we finished in 5th place. So this coming Friday is payout.
Good.
I had 3 decent games, so
Nice. This weekend, I participated in something called the Ludum or Dare or something like that. And it's a game development thing. So if I this, then transition here. I guess I should. We made a game. We called it Whip It Up. Doing. Maybe I need to grab it in a different way. Alright, well, I'm just gonna pull it up a different way. Audio sounds, and I just gaming specific game. That visible. Now everyone can see it. Hit full screen. That's good enough. So, it's a cooking game. So, get an order, press buttons, go into the pantry, you grab 3 items, depending on what the recipe requires, and then sometimes you have to process those items, play different mini games to process the items. Deliver it. You're supposed to draw this pattern, but you draw whatever pattern you want. I was supposed to make fruit pie and deliver it to this little right arrow, but I made yuck, and I sent it to wherever that is. But that's the basic game loop. I helped a lot on the stir minigame and the sear minigame and a couple other spots. I didn't do any artwork, it was all programming, but pretty fun. You still there, Mama?
yeah.
So that was that. Let me go back over to Sudoku. And yeah. Alright. So let's actually do Sudoku now. I don't know why that seems to load in the browser, but well. Alright, so the puzzle, first puzzle we're going to do is Attack the Clones. So now is when I want to hit record. Bam. Attack of the Clones by Olaf Hilleblad Johnson. I have no idea if I pronounced any of that correctly. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits do not repeat on the marked diagonal. Cells joined by an X sum to 10. Cells joined by a B sum to 5. Each of the purple regions contain the same digits in the same position, so they're clones. So that's a 1, 7 here. Still coughing a little bit, which is a bit upsetting. Where next? Well, I know all of these are just 1, 3, 4, and this one can't be 1, 4, so it's 2, 3. And if this is 2, 3, then that's 2, 3, but you can't put both. Well, you could put both 2 and 3 in here. Then we just make this one 2 or 3.
That one would be the 3.
Ah, right, because the 7 would make it a 2, 8.
Well, yeah, in box 2, the 7's along the top row and the 1 is along the bottom row.
Yeah. Just don't know whether it's 1, 4 and something, or a 2, 3 and a 1. That's still an option here. Although, this can't be 2, 3. If it was a 2, 3, then these two would have to be 2 and 3 because of these two. And ruled out of everything else. But because they're clones, this would have to also be 2, 3, which would see the 2, 3 pair here. So we know that this can't be 2, 3. So now, where is 1 and 4 in, or where is 4 in here? So it's obviously not the 1 or the 7, but now it's not on the bottom row. So we have to put 4 somewhere in here.
Well, it can't go in the center row of...
4 is in one of those positions.
That means the X in box 2 is, or in box 3 is 2, 8.
Which is going to put both 2 and 8. Well, not necessarily. Oh, yeah, both 2 and 8, because. Like this. And then the bottom middle can't be 2 or 8. And then we get 2 and 8 here. Whatever these two are these two, is this. These two are those two. Whole row is the top row. That would have been an easier thing to see to make the 4 be 4 stick.
Well, in box 6 there's an X. It can't be 2, 8 or 1, 9.
Or 4, 6, because of the 4 in the top.
Right.
That fixes our 2, 3 pair over here. And fixes a 7 in box 4.
That one can't
3,
be
7,
1, 9 or 3, 7. Now the bottom one can't be 2 or 8.
Top can't be 2 or 8 either. 4, 6.
Right.
Actually places a 4, 6 pair here, which puts our 4 in the top middle.
Yeah, so the X in box 9 can't be 3, 7 or 4, 6.
Left can't be a 1, right can't be a 9. And I know 6s have to be on the bottom because of our 6s here,
Right.
which the 6 here is going to eliminate that 6. Five, 8, 9. Takes 8 out here. What's left over? 2 and 3, actually.
Yeah. Well, then that means the purple can't be 8.
And since that's a 2, 3 pair, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7, and this one can't be a 1. Seven's one of those. And 4 is one of these two as well. In fact, we know this one's 7, this one's 4. Because the 4's here means that this diagonal has to be 1, 4. Can't be in the middle or the top box. And this can't be 4 because 4, 6 here. 6. That's 2, that's 2, that's 2, that's 3. And this can't be a 2, and none of that can be a 2. We have 2 here in the middle. I'm going to grab a cough drop after we solve this puzzle.
Okay.
And 2, 8
Off
is solved
3,
up
the
here.
2 8s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that actually places a 9 down here. So it'll be 1.
3 can be placed in box 9.
On the bottom row.
Well, if you look where 3 has to be in box 3.
Right. Here. This isn't 1 or 9. Left over in this box. 3, 7, 4, and 9. Neither of those are 2. In fact, that one's not a 2, so that must be 2. Isn't an 8. Oh. And we said that 6's had to be here, and this took that 6 out. So that's a 6 and a 5, 8 pair. Not quite a triple here yet. 3's have to be one of these two.
Is this roping?
Um,
No, not completely.
yeah. Although we do basically know what all of these are. 7, 2, and 4. And these aren't 3. Neither of these are 9. Middle isn't an 8. In fact, neither of these are 8. One's not a 3. Top right's not a 3. Middle right's not a 9. 7's just one. There's only 2 left in this column. 5 and 4? Looks like it. And this is a 4, so 5 and 4. And that takes out 5 from the bottom 2 and the top. 5.
6, 8, 9 triple in the purple.
Nice. And that's going to do the 4, 6. So this ends up being an 8 here. That's an 8. Top right is 9. Bottom middle is a 6. Then we get 5s in the middle and 3s on right middle. And I think that's going to do quite a bit of solving. A lot more with 4. Or 9. 3, 6, 8, 4. Not a 7, not 2 or 9. 4, 9, 1, 9, 2, 9. Now
Column 8 needs a 9.
8 and 9, and what, a 1 in the box? 5, 9 over here. Yes. 8.
Box 3 needs a 6.
Box 3, 6. These two, I'm pretty sure we end up with a 3 here, and
6.
6. 1 and 5. 7, 1 down here. 7 and 5, 5, 7, 2, 8. See a 3, a 6.
6 and a 9.
And that's the puzzle. I will be right back.
Okay.
I'll just get this puzzle. But I need to get a notebook. And now everyone can hear that I have returned, although they can see me. Alright, solve this puzzle. Go ahead and mute this video, play it in the background. And we can take a look at Dutch Flatmates, Numbered Rooms by Good City. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 5s live in Dutch flats. All 5s in the grid must have a 1 directly above it or a 9 directly below it. It may have both, but it doesn't need both. Numbered rooms. Clues outside the grid indicate the digit which has to be placed in the nth cell in the corresponding direction, where n is the digit placed in the first cell in that direction. Now we can't put 1s up here. The 1 in this top row has to be one of these. Because we would get a contradiction where it would be the first cell and the 5 would be would have to replace the 1. And you also can't put a 5 there either, because then that would say that the 5 has to also be down here. We don't have that same problem with the 1s over here, but one of these is going to end up being a 9 to place our 5s. Okay. But if we look at this top row, if I were to put a 9 in either of these positions, which would be necessary for the 5 above it, then that would say that that I'm placing a 5 over here. But then that 5 would then redirect a 5 here, and then I'd have 2 5s. So the only place that 5 works is here to place a 9 below it. Just mark that. I just got something correct.
Well, rows 2 and 3, the first and last cells have to sum to 10.
Right. Can't be 5s, and they can't be 1s, therefore the opposite can't be 9s. And they
Well,
can't be
4
4
and
and 6.
Right.
So I would put it in the box.
Right.
Okay.
The 5 outside the column. Well, no, that's not problematical. Never mind.
The 5 that is in one of these positions can't have a 1 above it, therefore it has to have a 9 below it. So this ends up being, well, it's not quite a 5-9 pair. Because if I put a 5 here, then the other 5 is over here. That can be here. But we are going to end up with a 9 here because of our 5 here. And one of these is going to have to be a 2. But if this was a 2, it would place the 5 here, which would break that. So this can't be a 2, and that can't be a 2. And the same thing here and here. So then our 8 comes out, and it's a 3-7 pair. This can't be 3-7 now. Well, does it not? Can it not be 3-7? Because these had to some head. But one of these is going to be a 3. And that 3 is in this row. And this can't be a 3. So therefore it can't be 3, 7. Okay, so that is the reason. And so these can't be 3s. So that would put it here, and you'd have both 2 5s that point to the same place. But since we know that the 5 is one of those, and a 9 one of these, and a 5 in one of these positions, these have to be 4 and 6. No, they don't. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or 4, 6, 7, 8. Big deal. Our 2, 8 pair and the 2s that go with that. Of course, 2's in the middle, and we also have 3's and 3's, which makes 3's in the middle. Or rather, bottom middle of box 2. Or rather, bottom row, depending on how clear I should make my language there. Okay. This one here cannot be a 1, because this would be a 3. No, that would be fine. It cannot be a 3, because then this would be a 3, and place to indicate the 1 in that position. But it could be this could be a 2, making that a 3, or this could be a 1, making that a 3. Just this can't be 3, or the 1 could be somewhere else in the box. That isn't helpful. are we? Can't be a 5, and it can't be a 1. Can't be 4, 7, this can be 4, but it can't be 7 or 8. There's nothing stopping both of these from being 6.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
Wherever we put the 5 in this row, it has to either have 1 above it, or rather, the 5 that's placed in this row places the 1 in the row above it. Hmm.
Well, then you can't have a 5 with that's with the 1, because then that would put the 1 clear up in the 5 row.
Say again?
In row 9, you can't
Yeah,
have a 5 that's above a 1 clue.
right. Because it has to be a 1 row. So 5, one of these positions. It can't be either of
Right.
these because neither of those can be a 9. So that's a 5, that's a 1. And now this can't be a 5, so that's not a 2. So that's a 2, and that's a 3. These two are 5. 7, 3, 8, 2. Not a 5 and not a 3. And now that's not a 2. And it can't be a 3. 2 and 7. And it can't be a 3 because there's 5 in this column.
All right. Yeah. I was going to have you. That one can't be a 2. Because there's a. Yeah.
A 1 in that already. Okay. Now, I can't put a 5 in here. 5 here, here. And this 5 can't have a 1 above it, so it must have a 9 below it. Done. This 5 has a 1 above it, so it's done. 5, 3, 8, 9. This is 7. So I'll fill in this one, I guess. 7, 2, 5. Not 1. None of this 9.
Well, column 3, the top, since there's a 5 in the 9th position, that's a 9.
Excuse me. Brain is buzzing already. Good. 5 is one of these two. This 1 can't be a low digit. So 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 7 has a 5 in it, and 9 has a 3 in it. That's 4, 6, or 8. 4, 6, 8.
The bottom of column 5
Bottom of column 5.
can't be a 2. Because that would put a 1 in.
In fact, one of these two could be 2.
It's a 2 X-wing.
True. Who's in the middle of the box. 8 and 3 are out. So is 7 on here.
Ah, that one, the one that's highlighted right now,
Yeah.
cannot be a 9. Because if that's 9, then there would be a 1 directly below a 5.
Ah. Which wouldn't be able to have a 1 above it or a 9 below it. If this is a 5, that's a 9. Not to speak of the fact that
And
if
that would
this
be a
was a
6.
9, this would end up being a 5. Isn't allowed.
Alright, if that's a 5,
Which is
then
this one here?
yeah, if that's a 5, then the bottom of the column
Well, this wouldn't be allowed to be a 1
would have
for
to be a
sure.
6. Right, because the clue for the 1 at the bottom,
Yeah.
if it was 9, that puts 1 at the top, but then where you can't put a 9 below it. So that has to be a 6.
Yeah. You wouldn't be able to put a 5 next to either one.
Right.
So 1 here. And a 1 here. 9. None of these are... This isn't a 1. This isn't a 1 or 5 or 8. Check all of these numbers. 1, 9, 3, 8, and 5. In fact, where is the 5 in this column? Well, it has to be directly above a 9 because it can't be below the 1.
And
That's
that
this 5, and this 5 is there. And this 5 is there as well. Instead of line to colors. Now, this one is limited in what it can be. If it was a 2, that would place a 5 here, which isn't allowed. If it was a 7, it would break. It has to be 4 or 6. I'm gonna not place a 5 here. Those two. 1 is down here. 2,
all
4,
right,
6,
in
8.
box 6, the 5 has to be in the center column. If it's the top one, then it has to have a 9 below it.
And if it's the bottom
And
one, it would have to have a 1 above it.
It can't have a 1 above it because
So
the
that's
1
number 5.
is in position right.
So how does this one work? Well, it's not 5, 9. It's not 6. And it can't be 7 or 8. About this one. Oh, and again, this can't be a
can't
3.
be 4. The bottom of column can't be a 4 because of the 4, 6, 7 triple.
Oh, right. That puts a 1 in
That's
here.
1, 2, 3, and 8 in the
This
column.
is a 4. 3, 8.
Uh-huh.
That one's already up there. I guess I should be marking these. That one's done. That one's done. That one's not done. That one is. That one is. It's not done. This one's not done. That one is. That one is. And their reciprocals are. And that one is. That one is. This one is. Oh, this one's a 4. 6, 7, 8. 4, 8. 6, 4. Also not 4. 6. 1, 3, and 9. 2,
4.
3. Oh, have an 8 over here. This is not a lot of stuff. It can't be a 1. Can't
Okay,
be
row
3, 8,
6.
5, or 9. Or
Once you get that done.
row 6.
All right, row 6, the 5 clue. It can't go in 9. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it couldn't have a 1 above or a 9 below.
And there's just a 5 already there.
Right. That means the 5 can be placed in box 8, which is the last 5. And it has
Can't
to have a 9
above.
below it.
That one is done. And this is a 7. And a 6. Done. 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 It's just this one we're waiting on. It can't be a 9 below, so it must be a 1 above. That's done, and that's all my 5's done. This can't be a 2, because that can't be 1. 1, 2, 3, 7. Not a 7, not a 1. This cannot be a 7, because there's already a 1 here. And if it was a 6, that would be a 1. So this is a 2, that's a 1, that's a 3, this is 8. Those aren't 3's.
Column 8, that's a 2.
Not a 2. What's left here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out of 4 here. And what? 3 and 8. 7 and 6. Two, 3, and 9 are placed. There's only 3 left in the box. 3, 6, 8, 5, and 9. Top 2 aren't a 2, so that one's done. This one's done. 4 left over. 1, 2, 7, 5, 9. None of these are 6, so that is. Neither of those are 4, so that is. Places a 3. Fix all that. 2 and 8. 7 places a 1, which is self-referential. That one's done, that one's done, and I think they're all done.
Except for the one at the end of 6.
This one. Except it's a 6. Now they are all done.
Yep.
Cool. So, just Sudoku left over. 3, 1, 5, 4, 2, 8. 7 in the middle. 5, 7, 4, 6, 9. This one's not a 2. This is just simply
9.
places 6 and 9. And left over in this column. 5, 9, 4, 3, 6, 1. 4.
You didn't get the 4 taken out, yeah.
8, 2, 7. 3, 8, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, and 3. 4, and 6. And that's the puzzle. Took a little extra long, but right. Guess I should also make sure. Alright, next puzzle. The X Factors by Marty Sears. Fill the grid with the digits 1 through 6 so that each digit appears once in each row, column, and region. The orange clues are X products. They give the product of the first X digits in indicated region, indicated direction. I just realized I'm not watching the stream on my phone, so hopefully missed any messages. No watching. Alright. The X factors, Marty Sears, fill the grid, digits 1 through 6, so that each digit appears once in each row, column, and region. The orange clues are X products. They give the product of the first X digits in the indicated direction, where X is the first digit seen in that direction. Each question mark represents a digit of the clue. These may be any digit from 0 to 9. All clues must be determined. Also, every digit represented by a question mark indicates exactly how many times that digit is represented by a question mark. For example, if a clue contains a 5, then exactly 5 of the question marks are a 5. Pencil marks may be entered into the clue cells. Interesting. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Need to do this systematically. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So the sum of the digits is 16. Because if there are 5, 5, yeah, okay. We've got a 3-digit number within 4. What's 6 to power 4? I'm trying to calculate that. 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 is too many, so it's not all 6s. Ah. Oh, well, this is at most 4 anyway. This diagonal would be 4, but this diagonal would be 3, so this is max 3. And it's clearly not a 1, because otherwise all of those would be 1. But it has to be at least 2 digits. Which, since these digits cannot be a 0, because if they were a 0, they would appear 0 times within the question mark. So that's contradictory, so it has to be at least a 1. So this is either a 2 and a 6. Or a 3, and it's more complicated. 2, 3, 4. This one is 1, 2, 3. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one, 4. And it can't be a 1 because it's 2 digits. Neither of these can be a 1 because they're 2 digits. And this can't be a 1. It's 3 digits. So it can't be a 2. Because 2 times 6 is 12. But 3... What about 3 times 6 times 6? 3 times 6 times 6 is 108, but it has a 0 in it. What about 3 times 5 times 6? 90. That doesn't work. 3 times 4 times 6. Well, 3 times 5 times 6 was only a 2-digit number. So 3 times 6 times 6 would have a 0 in it. And I can't reduce either of the 6s because it would break. It wouldn't be
I
enough
thought
digits.
the question marks were 0 through 9.
Well, yes. However, every digit represented by a question mark indicates exactly how many times that digit is being represented by a question mark. So if it was a 0, it would appear more than 0 times, right? Because a 5 would be 5 5s, a 1 would be 1 1, a 0 would be 0 0. And so you can't have any zeros because that would be more than 0, right?
Right.
So this has to be a 4. Because if it wasn't, it's not going to be big enough. Okay, now how big can this question mark be? Technically, it could be a 6. But then we would be multiplying all of these digits. And this could be a 1, and that could be a 1, and that could be a 1, and that could be a 1. But this would have to be a 2, and 2 times 6 is 12. So you can't have a 6. Or 5. 5 times 2 is 10, so it can't be a 5. So it's 1, 2, or 3. Okay, this one, I don't think it can be a 2, because it can't be a 2. And then 5, because that would be 10. And again, that would end up with our 0 contradiction. You can't have more zeros than 0. So it would have to be 2, 6. But then this other one would also have to be 2, 6. And then you'd have broken puzzles. So this is a 3 and this isn't. So now we've got 12. You need to multiply that 12 by something in order to get 3 digits. If this was a 2, you'd end up with a 6. Couldn't do 5 or 6 for a single digit. And then neither one could be 2. This one can't be a 3. You could do 2 times 1 in either direction, and 2 times 4 is 8. So I think 2 is fine. Although if this was a 2, this couldn't be a 4, because you've got a 2, 4 across here. So it could be 2 times 1 for 2, or 2 times 3 for 6, to solve our question mark here. Too much. If it's a 3, can't be 4, 5, 6, or 3. But 3 times 1 and 2 is a single digit. But I have to go one farther. And so this would be a 1 or a 2. Where this has to be a 1-2 pair. And this would have to be a 1-2 pair. Because 3 times 1 is 3. Then you have to do a different digit. 3 times 2 is 6. But if I did 3 times anything else, I'm going to end up with a contradiction. But what's more important here is that if this is a 2, then this is a 4. If this is a 3, then this has to be a 1-2 pair, which places a 4 here. We know that we're multiplying this entire thing to get a 2-digit number. Okay, so 1, 2 if it was a 3, and if this was a 2, well, it wouldn't matter for those. 3 times 4 is 12. 36. 60 wouldn't be allowed. 72. Now we need to have 7 sevens. Although if this was a 6, this would automatically be a 1. But if this is a 2, then this is a 6.
That can't be a 6, though.
Why not?
Follow that diagonal down. For the same reason the first one can't be a 6. If you follow that diagonal down, yeah. There's a minimum of a 1 and a 2. There has to be a 2 in there.
Yeah, but this diagonal only goes up to here. At maximum.
Oh, right.
And it could be 3, 3, and 1 for 9. Although, if this is a 3 and that's a 3, then that can't be a 3. And they're in the same box anyway. But yeah. So this was if this was a 3. And if they were a 2, then this would have to be a 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it can't be a 2 and it can't be a 4. And then this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and it can't be a 2 and it can't be a 3. That was if this was a 2.
Right. Well,
Which I guess just adds a 3 and
if
a
that
4
was
here.
a 6 on that diagonal,
If this is a
then
6, this ends up being
that
a 1.
has to be a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, if this ends up being a 3, then you get 1, 2, and 1, 2. Which would force... Well, I guess this is 1 or 2. Then, well, I guess this would just be a 1 or a 2. Because where would the other 1 or 2 go? It couldn't go in here, it would have to be here. And that's if this was a 3. If this is a 2, then that's a 6. So this can't be a 3. It can only be a 2 if this is a 3 and that's a 3. Because 9 times 4 is 36. And 18 times 4 is 72.
But that, yeah, it would have to be a 6. 2 and 6 is 12. Never mind.
What's the minimum that I need to multiply 12 by to get a 3-digit number? 12 times 9 is 108. I have to get at least 9 here. But
Well,
it
that could
can't
be a
be
5.
9. It can't be 10. It could be 12 again. You can never get 11 as a product. So it could be 12. It's 12 times 12 is 144. But whatever this is, times 3 still has to be a 2-digit number. And if the minimum is 12, 12 times 3 is
5 times
36.
6 is 30, times 3 is 90. So, although you apparently can't have a 0, but...
Yeah. Because zeros can't show up more than 0 times.
But whatever it is, 2 times 3 is 6, which is the minimum you have with that, times 3 is 18, so...
Yeah. No, 12 times 3 is 36. because the 4 and the 3,
Right.
the minimum just to get 12 to a 3-digit number is 9, but that would be 108.
Right.
So 9 doesn't work. 10 would end up with a 0, so that's not allowed. 11's prime, so we can't get that. So 12 is the minimum that these can multiply to be.
Right.
And because 12 times 12 is 144, that doesn't rule out any problems. Unless this ends up being a 1, and then I would have 2 1s. And then 12 times 3 is 36, which is fine for our 2-digit number over here.
Well, 15 doesn't work.
The maximum that prevents 12 from going over to a 4-digit number and 3 from going over to a 3-digit number, well, I think it's 30.
Well, you
But
can't have
it can't
30
be
because
30.
that would be a 0. Of the digits represented there, 24 is the largest that you can make, which would be 4 times 6.
Yeah.
And that is still doable because that's 288.
Okay. And 24 times 3 is 72. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it's the product of these two is between 12 and 24, we're good. At least as far as the question marks, the number of digits is concerned.
Okay, so that could be 2 and 5.
It would have to be 5 3.
Yeah, 5 and 3.
And this would have to be the 5. So this can't be a 5. Because it can't be 5 in an even number, you'll have 10.
Right.
Although 15 times 12 would end up being some multiple of 10. So you can't have a 5 in it.
Right.
Because of the 4.
I'll be right back. Go ahead and keep on going. I'll be right back.
Oh, and this is in the same box as 3, so that can't be a 3. That's a 2, that has to be a 6. This is a 6, that doesn't have to be anything. But 6 times 6 is 36, which is too big. This digit, this column, can't be any of those. This is that. At those two. These two are the same. This isn't a 4. these two are those two. Those. I have to have 4 on one of those two. Oh, and either this is a 2 or this is a 3, then that's a 1, 2. So this has to be a 6. So that isn't a 6. But that means this is a 6, and 6 is one of these two. That can't be read now.
I'm back.
So I learned that these have to be 6. And the reason for that was that this 3 rules the 3 out of here. And then, because of this position in this column, it has to be a 2, 6 up here. So that means that now it's okay. These two are the same.
Have to be.
And it's one of these two. But this here, if this is a 2, that can't be a 2. If this is a 3, then that 3, because this has to be a single digit long, can be multiplied by at most 2. Because 3 times 3 isn't allowed, because it's a 3 that we see in here. So, then you'd have to be multiplying by at least 4, and that would end up making it a 2-digit number. So the most that I can multiply it by is 2. And so I'm going to have to put a 1, 2 in here, which is going to remove the ability for this to be a 2, making both of those 6. Which means this can't be a 6, it's 2, 3, or 4, which those are all allowed, as we discussed previously. This one and this one is the same for similar reasons, so this can't be a 4, and 4 has to be one of these two, because this 4 has to be inside of this box, and it can't be there. So where next? Well, we know that this 3 here is a 2-digit number. So these are minimum 4, which is easy enough, 1 and 4, to a maximum of quite a lot. Like what? 24? No, because this can't be a 6. And you can't put a 5 and a 4 together, so that could be 15. Or it's either 15 or 12 is the maximum that I could do here. which is way under 3 digits, so I don't have an actual maximum. Okay, either these 3 are 6, or they're 2. And because they're 6 or 2, well, if this is a 3, they're 6. This is a 2. These 2 multiply to be 2. If this was a 4, 4 times 2 would be 8, but I'd have this digit to work with. And 4 times 6 is 12, which would be 5. That's a 2, that's a 3. Or this is a 3. 2, 3, and 5. And neither of these can be 3. This one can't be a 2. These 3 not allowed to have a 5 in them.
All right. The top shape on the right, whatever, that has the 6. The 4 comes down, that could be 2, 3, or 4. If that's a 4, it's 288. That means there have to be 8 eights represented. 8 question marks have to be 8.
Yeah.
And if it goes, and then the other way, the 6 times 3 times 4 is 72. That means there would have to be 7 sevens.
And a 1.
There's 15. Right,
There's
but
16 arrows.
there's 15 of the 16 question marks are taken up by 8s and 7s.
Yeah. Which is going to be kind of difficult.
Well, especially since there's a 2, which would, for 288, that now brings it up to.
Oh, then that's too
17.
many.
That's too many. That can't be a 4.
And then 3
would be 54 and 216.
4 times 9, 216. Like you said.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, and then 24 times 3 times 2
18
is
and
144. Either way, this is going to end up with a 1 in it, so this can't be a 1. So it's a 2, and so this has to be a 3. This is a 3, and that's not 5. 2, that makes this 144, and 12 times 3 is 36, and we're going to need a Sudoku. So 144 and 36, so that gives us a 1, a 3, a 4, and a 6. And if we add those all up, 4
14.
and so we're missing 4, which isn't possible. No, we're missing 2.
Yeah, because there's 16.
Okay, so we have our 1, 1. So our 1, 1's done. We have 2 4s.
Well, maybe you should write. We've got 144 for what we have.
Yeah.
144. There are actually 2 36s.
This one's just 6. That one's 6. That one's 6.
Go down one. That's 36. 3 times 3 times 4.
And 6, 6, and 6. And that's 5 of our 6s.
We need 1 more 3 and 2 more 4s and a 2. Yeah. The last 6 question marks, there's a 2, a 3, 2 4s, and a 6. No, that's only 5. We need a 2, a 3, 2 4s, and a 6. Oh, I didn't count the 1.
But it's these 6 question marks.
Right.
Got 144 up here, our 3 6s, and our 2 36s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
That's
6, 7,
10.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
1, 2, 3,
144,
4, 6
6,
is 16.
I've got my 1, 1, 2 3s, so I need 1 more 3. 2 4s, so I need 2 more 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more 6. 2 2s.
Oh, right. 2 2s. Do.
Okay. So this is 1, 2. Okay. If this was a 4, it's 4 times 6 for 24, which is fine. And if it's 3, it's 3 times, 2 for 6, so that won't work. So this is a 4. That's a 4. So 4 times 6 is 24. So that's a 24. Takes out 1, 4, and 1, 2. 3 times 4 is 12. And this isn't 4 or 6, and you can't multiply times 5, you would get 60. I can't multiply by 1 to get 12. So it's either 24 or 36. Which is fine. That just leaves the other as 24 or 36.
Right.
And I can't put a 5 in here or here, so this ends up being a 5.
I was going to say, we can place the 5 in the rectangle because it can't go on an arrow, on a diagonal. So 5 can be placed in the next shape to the left.
Here. And what, 6 and 3 left over? This isn't a 3, so that's 6 and 3. So we've got 12 now, and we've got 12.
Right.
So this needs to be 1, 2, or 3. That's not a 3, and that's not a 2. That places a 6 here.
Row 5.
5 and 6.
5, 6 left, and it can't be in the...
5, 1.
Oh, well, that
2,
resolves the 1, 2.
1.
The 1 in
2,
the... Yeah.
1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. So this one, 9 times 4 is 36, and 3 times 8, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That wasn't too bad. Difficult, but not too bad. Yeah. Right. Got 30 minutes left, so let's go ahead and take on Night Arrows by Dr. Sudoku. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits along an arrow must sum to the number in the attached circle. Cells joined by gray dots must be in the ratio given 2 to 1 or 3 to 1. Cells a chess knight's move apart may not contain the same digit. Oh, I already know that this is 1, 3, 4, 5. And it's not a 5 because of anti-knight.
Well,
This is 1 through 6, not a 5 here. Go ahead.
Box 2, the arrow is 1, 2, 3.
Oh, right. And
what's that little circle with the 3 in it? Oh, it's a 3 to 1.
Yeah. So this can't be a 1, because this would end up being a 3. A 2 would be 6, and a 3 would be 9.
Oh, and there's a 2 to 1 there on the... 6 would be 12. So you can't have 6 in that last digit.
Ah, but it could go down to 3.
Oh, right.
Which 1s and 2s are ruled out of here. 1 and 2. So this can't have both 1 and 2 in it. So 6 is removed. Because at least one of 1 and 2 have to be here. That means this has to have a 3. And if that has to have a 3, then where are my 3s? Not there, not there. So, here. This has to have a 1 in it, so that's a 1. This is not a 1. Anti-knight, 1, 2,
and
3,
that's
and
now
4.
2, 3, 4.
Okay, so 2 goes to 1 and 4, so it can't be a 2. 3 would go to 6. 4 would go down to 2 or up to 8.
Right. Which places the 2 in the box.
Right.
In
Yeah, because not there, not there, not there, and that's a 5. And that makes this 1, 3, 4. So not a 3
and the
is a
second,
3.
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 5. Can't have 4s here, so that's a 4. That's not. Twos and 4s, not a 2, not a 4. Ones. These. One, 3, 4. Can't have 5s in here. 8's out of those places. 7's are out of the top. 5's not there or there. Oh, I mean, that's not a 2. And 2, 3 takes 2's out of here. One, 2, 3, 4. One's not a 7. This isn't 5 or 6.
All right. The cell 1 in box 6.
Yeah.
Is the same as box 5, cell 7. Because it
This isn't
sees
a 6.
the other 3.
And a similar thing here, where 6, 7, 8, 9,
Right.
Sudoku, Anti-Knight, those are the same. So this can't be a 9. Two, 3, and 4. Can't be 5s. Can't be 5. 9s are out of all those. 1 and 8.
And there again, that one sees
1s
the
are out.
3. So it's a 6 or
Sudoku,
9.
Anti-Knight.
There's got to be box 2, cell 7 is going to see 3 of the 4.
5s are out. 6s out of all those. That's not a 5, and neither of those is a 9.
Yeah, and box cell 7 sees, yeah.
So
So
this
green is not
isn't
9.
a 9. So where's red in this column? Can't be those, they're too small. And it's not these, and it's not here. So red's one of those.
Okay, if you look at box 4, where is green? And it can't be Yeah, that one. So it's one green. Not that that really helps, but
But that makes this one red, doesn't it?
yes.
This is one in green, and you can't put red here.
Right. So now red becomes 7 or 9 because it can't be 6.
Now it can't be 8. And yellow's in here. It can't be this middle one. And blue is in here. But this one can't be blue. And this is now a blue 3 pair. So you can't have yellow in it. So yellow is just simply
Why
9,
couldn't
which
it?
makes it a 3.
Why did yellow have to go away from?
3 blue pair.
Oh, right, because the
Just
blue
like the
had to
one
be one of
green.
those two. Right? Yeah. The do. It's like, but there was a yellow over there on the side, but one of them had to be 3.
Green and yellow. And this one isn't green. And this one's not yellow, so this one can't be green because it's a 2 yellow pair,
Right.
which is 2 9. And this is blue and red, and
The bottom
this
one
one's
can't
not
be
red,
red.
so this is a 4 red pair, so this is blue. So 8 comes out of everywhere.
And it's a 4
And
red. That's a 4 7 pair.
yeah, it's out. 6 8. I think coloring can come out now. So I think I want coloring still. Okay. This is yellow. So yellow's here. And you can't put yellow on this circle because of anti-9. And since yellow is 9, it can't go on an arrow. This ends up being a 9. Now, yellow is over here, and again, has to be either this circle or this. It can't go on the arrow, so this is 2, and that's 9. So this isn't yellow. And then we've got yellow up here somewhere. This is blue or green, which
Well,
one's
7 is
blue or
red.
7 red. Red of those. This one's not red. About 7 over here. Not here. Not there. If 7 was on the arrow, we'd have to have 8 or 9
8 or
in the
9,
circle.
and you can't
So
do
it's
that.
not here. The red's one of these two. This is a 5, and this is a 7. And okay, so now where's the other of blue and green? It can't go here.
Oh, it's blue. Oh, now that's blue or green.
Blue is ruled out of those two. but green isn't. So I don't know how to think about that one. I guess more accurately, I should think about, I don't know, I don't know which one of these is green or blue. They're not helpful to paint yet. If this was a 9, the largest digit would be a 6. But if it wasn't a 9, then I could put an 8 there. That's not helpful. What other information can I look at?
Where does 6 go in box 9?
Not here, it's not there. It has to be in this group somewhere.
Yes. And so does 9.
So does...
But that's not necessarily, because it could be
8 just
6
has to
in
go
the
across
circle
like
and 9 on
this.
the outside.
Okay, where is blue? Not here and not there by anti-9. That's not blue. Unites those two. Gotta look at something else. Okay, well, where's red in this row? Not there. Not there or there. And it's not 9. Not 7. That's 7. And red in this box is one of those. Where's 2 in this box? It's not here. And this 2 anti-knights all of those. And that's anti-Sudoku, and that's a 9. So that ends up being a 2. So we end up with 2 here. Anti-knight, anti-Sudoku, so that's a 2. And then 2 has to be one of these, anti-knight. So that's a 2. This is a 1. Two has to be one of these two. I think that's all my 2s. Yeah. What about 1s? Up here, top row, middle row, anti-knight, not as helpful. This 2 is in the middle of the box. But I don't know how that works up here yet. I tried to do 1s in here. have too many places. One's here. 2 ruled out of that one. Can't put a 1 here. It's a circle. Pulls out this. Okay. If this was a 1, this would be a 3, but 3 has to go over here. So that can't be a 1. Not super helpful, but
All right, what could go on that
9,
elbow?
2, 5, not a 1. Not a 3,
Can't be a
and it
3.
can't be a 4. So this has to be 4 or 5. If it's a 5, it places a 5 here.
Right. If can't be 3. It can't be 6 because 6 can't be 2 or 4 because there's a 2 in the box. If it's 1, 5, then the 5 would have to be on the arrow, and it can't be either one. So that can't be 6. Eight. It can't be 1, 7, 2, 6. Can't be 4s.
But it can still be 3 and 5.
Right. If it's 9, it has to be 3, 6. Because 4, 5 would eliminate the possibility for the first cell in the row.
Right. It can't be 1, 8, 7.
And for if that circle is 4,
Okay.
then it would have to be.
1 and
It can't
3.
be 4 because it can't be 4 in the circle because 6 has to go somewhere. 6 and 9 have to both go somewhere in those 4.
Right.
So if that's 4, that's 1, 3. So yeah.
But I have to have a 3 here, so that's
And
not
if
a
it's
3.
8 in the circle, it has to be 3, 5, which
Oh, and then my
eliminates
6
this.
goes
So it
away,
has
so
to be
9.
9. So now that's 3, 6.
4, 5. 3. Does that places 3 like so? 3, 3, 3. Not in the middle, not in the bottom. 3. 3, 6, 9, 2, and 7. 1 and 5. So 4, 8, and 4. And 1, 5. So 2, 4, 8. Apparently not a 4 because of anti-9. And 6, 8 means that's a 2. 4, 8, 2, 6, 6 makes this green and blue. 8, 6. Can't have a 6 in here or here. Can't have 8s in there or there. 4, 1, 4, 5, 7. This isn't red. 8, 5. 1, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's a 1. So that's a 4. 3 and a 6. 6 and 4, 3 because of that. 3 and not 3, 7.
Six can be placed in box 1.
6. Need a 1. It's not here. It's also not there and not there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Not here. And I also don't have an 8 in that row. So that goes like this. Now what's left over? A 5. This is 9, 5. 5 in the top row. That. I also need a 1, which goes here. 3 of
Need a
4 is going
4.
to go in the top row. And that's actually placed. 8 is left over. 8. 6, 5. 3 and a 3 and 6. And we're done.
Ooh, we
I
had
think I
two
did
threes in the
color.
corner.
Yeah.
You missed the 6 in box 7.
Solved it. Blue. 7s are red. 9s are yellow. 6s green. 8s. Alright, I think that's done.
And it's almost 10, so.
Yeah. Here's a good stopping point. And I'm pretty sure that's correct because that sums 18, 14, 8.
Oh, did it just say it looked good?
Yeah. That was correct. That was correct. I mean, I'd be pretty surprised if you got it wrong. But looks good to me.
Looks good to me.
Alright, anything before we sign off?
No, not that I know of.
Alright, then, good. I'll be right back. Stream end. Thank you for watching.